I'm Chef Preeti Mistry. My food is a combination of my Indian heritage, my time in London, and produce of California. Today we're going to be making Brussels sprouts with fenugreek pesto. It is one of my favorite fall-winter dishes. It's not really traditionally Indian by any means. It's really just like a lot of different Indian flavors. So we're going to start with 3 different types of potatoes. Purple potatoes have a nice waxiness to them, beautiful color as well. The other thing with adding potatoes to this dish instead of just the Brussels sprouts is that it adds a sweetness. Just a simple dice. All right, and now I have this garnet yam here. You really just want the potatoes to be about maybe just a hair smaller than your Brussels sprouts. We don't want to overcook the potatoes, and when they're small like this, there's always that danger. So we're gonna start it in cold water, and as soon as they come up to the boil, they should be just fork tender. The next thing we're gonna do is make the ginger curry leaf butter. And all that really is I've got some butter here. I've just brought it up to like a little bit of a sizzle. As you can see, it's starting to foam up. And I'm just going to add ginger and some fresh curry leaves. And as soon as we add that, we're just going to turn it off and let it steep at a very low heat until it infuses the flavor. You can make it in advance. So once this cools, put it in plastic wrap and roll it up into a little sausage and chill it. And then it's ready for you to use. You can just slice off a piece as needed. Okay, now we're ready to make the Brussels sprouts. So we're gonna start by quartering the Brussels sprouts. I like to cut them even smaller if they're really large. This one, perfect to just quarter. This one's a little bit bigger, so I might just go in. This also, like one of the biggest things I find in releasing the bitterness from Brussels sprouts is cutting them into smaller pieces. All right, so we're gonna start by getting the pan to a high heat and add a little bit of rice oil to get it going. Swirl that around and add our Brussels sprouts. Add a pinch of salt and let them get going. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the spices that we're gonna be using. The chaat masala has a very piquant flavor profile. Chaat in Hindi literally just means to lick. And it is indicative of a lot of like street foods, little bites, tapas, snacks, etc. It has a lot of different spices in it. I'm gonna tell you about some of them. So here we have fennel seed, a little sweetness, black pepper, whole coriander, whole clove, and now some that you probably haven't seen before. Black salt is black in its full form. It's a volcanic salt from the Himalayas, but once it is ground up like this, it becomes pink. And then we have methi seed. These are the seeds of the fenugreek. Indian red chili powder. Now this is significantly spicier than cayenne, so you don't want to substitute cayenne for this. Next we have amchur, a raw mango powder. And what it does is it adds like a really piquant sort of tartness to a dish with a sort of fruity background. And then after that we have cumin seeds, a little bit of nuttiness, and also some green cardamom. All of that is roasted and then ground. Right here we have a little bit of the roasted ground chaat masala. Our potatoes are perfectly blanched, so we're gonna go ahead and add those. Purple and green and orange all working together. It feels like super festive, really pretty. So we're going to go ahead now and add the ginger curry leaf butter that we steeped earlier. The curry leaves, when they hit that hot pan, that's when they really ignite and like the flavor comes out of them. You never wanna use curry leaves just raw. We'll add a little bit of salt. And finally, the chaat masala. Make sure you keep your head back when you put that in there and don't take too much of a large sniff or you're going to probably end up coughing. It is a little bit spicy. I love to serve this fenugreek pesto with my Brussels sprouts. It's made with fresh fenugreek leaves, and this is how you make it. Garlic, pistachios, pinch of salt, and white wine vinegar. Fresh fenugreek leaves, yummy, aromatic, and just a splash of water. Herbs are blended. We're gonna add oil and emulsify it. Turn it on and pour in the oil. You'll hear that glug, glug, glug sound. That's when you know it's got nice and thick. And here's the pesto. I love this pesto. I love having it in the fall with things like Brussels sprouts. In the summer, it also goes great with corn. It's also great with grilled vegetables or even just fresh crudité. Oh my God, the smell is amazing. Always use a nice cast iron pan like this or a stainless steel pan. And then I like to just finish garnishing it with a little bit of mint. This is super rich and spicy, so just give it a little spark of freshness. And here we are, Brussels sprouts with fenugreek pesto.